Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. I'm in Florida right now, and it's the weird thing about being on the road is that the Wi-Fi gets really bad, so I can't do all the things I really want to do. Like I can't really go on Facebook Live as much as I want, but I can still get to my YouTube channel apparently. So I'll do most of my stuff on my YouTube channel. But anyway, I was thinking about just this conversation I had yesterday with this Jewish guy, and it was really interesting because I was talking to him, and he's an older guy. He was retired, and he was a millionaire. And he didn't say he was a millionaire. He didn't say, "Hey, I'm a millionaire" or whatever. It's more like I could put the pieces together, and I could tell where he was financially. And I know that he spent about $500,000 sending his kids to college. He sent them to Yale and Harvard and somewhere else. His son was an attorney. And what was interesting was that I was sort of just talking to him. We didn't agree on everything. There were a lot of things we didn't agree with. A lot of areas we will never understand each other on. But I don't really get caught up in whether or not you see the world the way I do. It's not a reason for me to get mad at you. It's just I can learn more from you if I disagree with you than I can if I agree with you. And so anyway, this guy said some things that really got my attention. I was asking him. I said, "So tell me about your household. Tell me about your upbringing. As a Jewish man, as a father, as a human being." And some stuff that he said I thought was pretty interesting. I think other people might want to hear. These are things I already agree with, things I would already do in my household, but I think just kind of understanding from a cultural standpoint what may be beneficial to us as Black people, could be to learn from other cultures. So one of the things he said that was really interesting was he said that education was the most important thing in their household. He said there was nothing more important than education. He said he grew up very, very poor, but they saw education kind of as the way out. Like a lot of, unfortunately, you have some people that might see sports as a way out. Sports is not a way out. Sports is a way into worse situations, to be honest with you. It doesn't mean you don't do sports. It just means you have to do your education before you consider anything having to do with sports or entertainment. The other thing he mentioned was when he talked about money, he said his son is a lawyer and his son makes a lot of money. But his son, if you ask his son, like, how are you doing financially? He'll say, I'm very, very poor. And that's because his son, keeps his money. They're kind of trained like when you get money, you keep it. He was talking about bank fees. He said, I will never pay a bank fee in my life. He said, I will die before I pay a bank fee. And I thought that was really interesting in terms of just really knowing that value of money and protecting your money. The other thing is he said that every kid he knew growing up went to Hebrew school, which says that there's a value toward educating your own kids, that you don't let other people educate your children if you really want to make sure they're properly educated. So as Black people, I believe it does make sense to educate our own children. And then he mentioned something that was also interesting. He said, as a Jewish man, or growing up as a Jew, I just knew no one else was going to do anything for us. He said that was what we kind of felt, that no one's going to do anything for us. We got to do it ourselves. And I would just say that to anybody who is part of the Black community who feels that the Democrats are going to save you, or that the government's going to come through for you. Doesn't mean that they won't. I mean, maybe the Democrats might help you eventually. Maybe the government might help you. I think the Democrats will help you if you're very, very poor. But I don't think the Democrats will help you if you're Black and you're trying to be unpoor, if you're trying to be something other than poor. Right? I think that if they feel sorry for you, they'll help you. But if you're, you say, an able-bodied person, you're in a corporate situation competing with a white woman, trying to, to get a job, they're gonna give that job to the white woman. So the question is, what are you gonna do as a Black person who isn't destitute, who's just trying to get ahead, who's still trying to catch up, who's still trying to build something for their family? I think you get beyond that point where anybody's really going to do anything for you. You have to build and compete on your own. So anyway, that was it. I talked about it earlier, but I thought it was worthy, in terms of follow up. I think that there are formulas for successful children. There are formulas for wealthy families. There's formulas for being a millionaire. A lot of people think it's just luck or just random chance. Somebody, touches you on the forehead and suddenly you wake up and you're rich. And I just haven't seen that. I think that there is a strategy. You have to be deliberate about it. Success doesn't usually happen by accident. So anyway, I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to go hang out with my family for a little bit, but I just wanted to share that video real quick. So that anybody who's interested, anybody who's really trying to do something, anybody who's really trying to do something other than complaining, other than feeling sorry for yourself. I'm not very good at complaining or feeling sorry for myself. I'll complain a little bit, but then I'm going to be like, okay, what's the solution? What are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? I'm not very good at hoping that white people will come through and fix it, because they haven't really shown, they haven't shown me evidence to say that they're serious about fixing our problems, you know. So I'm not real big on reaching to other people to help us solve the problem. I'm big on us just saying, okay, what do we got to work with? How are we going to get from point A to point B, but what we got? And remember, you know, 1.1 trillion in spending power is a lot of money. That gives you more wealth than your wealth level exceeds, your spending power exceeds the gross domestic product of most countries in the world. Egypt, Venezuela, Switzerland, Nigeria, Poland, you know, just keep going down the list. I could keep naming countries, you know, on and on and on, that where black people, black Americans have more spending power than the gross domestic product of all these countries. So, you know, anybody who says we don't have enough to build is out of their mind. They're crazy. They're wrong. It's just incorrect. It's just the data does not support that. They can't prove that we don't have enough to build. All they can do is say that we have far less than white people do, which is true, which is actually true for everyone on Earth. Everyone on Earth can say we have far less than white people do. So let's stop thinking that having far less than white people have means that you can't build something. That just doesn't make any sense. All right, so I'm about to get out of here. We do have a wealth building program you can check out. Of course, you know about theblackwealthbootcamp.com. That's theblackwealthbootcamp.com. If your budget's a little lower and you want to just sort of get started off on an introductory level, go to blackmoney101.com. That's blackmoney101.com. And if you also want to enjoy something with your family over Christmas, we just released a new film, The Secrets of Black Financial Intelligence, which you can check out at blackfinancialintelligence.com. That's blackfinancialintelligence.com. So take care. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.